What's up, everybody? I have not filmed in about a month or so, maybe month and a half, and I am back at the property. I actually haven't even been here for the last probably 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. So a lot has happened, and I was able to film a good bit of videos with the KX80 and with my excavator clearing out the rows and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is kind of catch you guys up to speed. Like I said, a lot has happened. Ended up hiring somebody after I finished doing all the clearing, and he started burning up the piles and getting all that stuff cleaned up. And he also started root raking, but he hasn't done everything, and he's not completed. He just kind of did like a rough grade type thing, but like I said, he's still not finished. He still has to complete the rough grade. And as you guys can probably tell, there's a big mound there, and so all this will be just nice and smooth. But just wanted to show you guys the progress. All the piles are gone other than one big pile at the second row right on the other side of this. But if you guys remember, there was like 3 piles, there might have even been 3 or 4 piles on this row. And yeah, so this is the 3rd row, and this is where the 60-foot long row, or 60-foot long RV spots are going to be. And center stake right there beside the attachment is the center line of the road. And it just rained. We've been like 2 or 3 weeks without any rain at all, and it just now rained right before I came here. But yeah, so anyway, as you guys can see, it is fairly flat, fairly level, and really all he's got to do is come back once everything's burned. The reason why he hadn't finished, kind of catch you guys up, so got the piles out of the way, but there's still 15 to 20 feet left on each side of the RV spots. And this side not so much. There might be a couple trees left, but this side there's a good bit, and then the other 2 rows there's a good bit. But once the surveyor comes out to mark the RV spots, which he's supposed to be out today, then my guy's gonna come back and finish taking down the last few trees. Say that big tree right there lands inside of an RV spot, then that one has to go. And basically we'll just kind of go down the row and look at it like that. But that's why he left the 1 pile, so any of these other trees that he's got to take down to finish clearing out the RV spots, he'll just go ahead and throw those in with the same fire and finish burning it up. So that's the update. That's the this is the 3rd row. Let's go look at the septic field. Also, all this grass and weeds and stuff started growing, and the last video that you guys saw, it was still kind of chilly. It wasn't cold, but I mean, it wasn't hot either. It's back to being like 85, 90 degrees. So, so yeah, there's that. But yeah, all this stuff up top is going to be scraped off, and we'll kind of remove the topsoil and then root rake it, and then, finish grade it. But yeah, let's walk over here to the septic field. Also, there's some deer tracks. Very cool. All right, and this right here is the septic field, and you can see it's way bigger than it originally looked since we cleared out the piles. But yeah, these were probably the 2 biggest piles in the septic field. And but no, it looks great, pretty level, and yeah, looking good. So 3rd row, come around the turn. Obviously you won't be driving in the septic field, so on the other side of this tree will be the road. In between those 2 trees, and I might end up removing maybe that tree there. I don't know. I was trying to leave these trees just to kind of outline the septic field, but if it turns out to be a little bit too tight, then we'll have to take 1 or 2 of them out. But anyway, going over there to where that pile is, and then that'll be the 2nd row, and then if you went straight, that would be the 1st row. But yeah, septic field looking great. He hasn't finished grading, like I said, but I'm gonna see if he can't get this just a little bit more flat, because I am gonna have to mow this, and obviously the flatter it is, the the easier and less bumpy it's gonna be whenever we're mowing. But it's really flat. All right, and this is row 2. So this is where he left that one pile. That way he had something to get started and continue to burn. But this looks really good. This one looks really flat, and looks like this one was root raked a good bit more. So I think he just didn't finish those other 2 sections. But yeah, so come around so it'll be, it'll be a one-way road. So you'll turn down row 1, and then you can either turn in this way, or you can continue straight past the septic field and then turn into row 3. But yeah, this looks sweet. There looks like there's a few trees that look to be dead, so I don't know if they died while I was removing the other trees. Maybe I accidentally dug out one of the roots or something. But probably gonna have to remove those. These 2 right here look dead. Actually, these 3. So that's kind of unfortunate. Maybe they were already dead, and now that the leaves started turning colors, maybe we just see them now. But anyway. All right, and now we're back up towards the front of the property. This is the first row, and you can see there's still a few logs and stuff that didn't finish burning. But this row is pretty much fully cleaned out too. We've got, you know, a little bit left. Like I said, there's a couple trees, like this one here might be a little too close, but we won't really know until we actually get the spot flags in. But anyway, you can tell this little section has not been root raked or rough graded yet. But then on the other side of this pile, it looks like he did it a little bit. And you can see the material that they pushed up, which, like I said, I think that he's going to be pushing up more than that. That doesn't seem like enough. And you can tell it's still a little, you know, it just rained, but it's still a little soft. And I know that if we put rock on top of this, then it's just going to sink right into the ground. So I'm going to ask him about that just to see kind of how much more he plans to remove. I don't really know exactly how many inches of topsoil we've got, but I guess I could dig a little hole. But I don't want to put my expensive rock on top of soft stuff, and then all of a sudden we're just losing all of our material. Because at first probably only going to be able to put 3 to 4 inches of rock down, and that's not a lot to start with. But I want it to at least be able to get me started and open, and people being able to get in and out of here. Yeah, so anyway, that's the first row. All right, and then now this is the building location where the garage slash office is going to be. And pushed another pile up there. But yeah, this is where that's going to be. Hopefully in the next month or so we can kind of get rolling on that. So this was going to be our cabin area, and it still will probably be the cabin area if we end up doing cabins, which we most likely will. But this is going to be the future pond site. So the reason for that is because on our topo, this is the lowest point on the property. And so my thought process, and you can even kind of see it kind of goes up right here, and then everything kind of slopes this way. But my thought process was that if we ended up putting cabins back here, or a road, you know, to get to the cabins or whatever, we would end up having to build this up, and it would be way more expensive to build it up rather than just to dig it out. And then also having a pond, we can put fish in it, we can you know, make it, you know, something to do, activity, and I think it just kind of adds to the property. So what's a campground without a pond? But that's the plan here, and you can kind of see, well, you probably can't see until I get closer. And I brought the bush hog today, so I'm going to try and bush hog all this stuff down. But there's an orange flag, and then basically I've outlined, you might can see it in there, but essentially it'll go a little bit into these trees, and then essentially like that. We'll probably take out some of these trees on the right, but it's going to be a little bit over a 1/4 acre and probably about 10 feet, 12 feet deep. Yeah, so that's very cool. Let me know what you guys think about that idea. And yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the tractor down and start bush hogging. And I haven't even been down these trails or anything in the last month or month and a half, so gonna go and check those out and see how those are doing, and we'll kind of go from there. But here's one of the trails. Well, this is, I guess, going to a trail, and I cleaned that out with the excavator the last time I was here, and that still looks pretty good. But yeah, let's get started. Wow, it's hot. All right, so you guys just saw the time lapse. It wasn't the best time lapse, but just finished up by the road, and it's about 400 feet or so, and there's a nice bank, so a little sketchy. But anyway, that's mowed down, and now I was just kind of cleaning up just a little bit around the front driveway here. The next thing I'm going to do is go down to where the future cabin and pond site are, and start just kind of mowing all that, so at least hopefully you can see where the stakes are. So yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break because it's super hot, and then we'll get back to it. So it is so hot, this battery, it didn't explode, but the top of it came off and it got stuck in the GoPro. I cannot get it out, but you can see how it's bulged and it's a little squishy. So I'm gonna put this down because I don't think that's supposed to happen. Put it right there on some metal in case it catches on fire while I'm mowing. But yeah, it is hot, very hot. All right, so I'm gonna put you guys right here, and we're gonna go ahead and start mowing, and hopefully I don't run over the flags. All right, so we got this little section here. Man, there's a bunch of bugs. Got it all cut and everything, and yeah, so anyway, now what I'm gonna do is go down the trails, and I'm just gonna make like one pass just to make sure everything looks good. I'm not gonna film it, and then we'll see. What I might do next, I might hop on the excavator. I want to move a couple things, get them out of the way of the my worker, and I might go down by the road, pick up a pile of trash and a pile of small little limbs and brush, and then bring them to either this pile or the one at the front of the road, and then yeah, just move the excavator away. I also haven't started it in about a month and a half, so wouldn't hurt to get the juices flowing a little bit. This is our triple oak trail because of the 3 oak trees there. But what I want to do is clean this out a little bit more, put a picnic table there, and then take like a really nice picture and frame it for the campground office, and put, you know, triple oak trail, how long the trail is, and I think that'd be pretty cool. So there's a good bit of growth back here, and I'm about to keep on going. The train just went by. Forgot to catch it on the camera. We're in the excavator now, and we're gonna head up to the front of the property. There's a small brush pile and then a second little brush pile. It's got a wooden sign in it. But anyway, yeah, we'll go ahead and put that on the pile in the front and go ahead and get all that situated. I'm just trying to get as much stuff on those piles, you know, while he's burning, rather than have a bunch of stuff later on that I've got to deal with. So let's go ahead and head down here and we'll get those two piles. So just to give you guys a little update while we're heading down to the front of the property. Like I said earlier, everything's done, and we just got, you know, we're waiting on a couple more things. But I've gotten some quotes for the septic system, and also some quotes. Well, actually, I haven't got any well quotes yet. The well plans were just finished, and so I've just sent that off to a couple of companies, and they said I should hear back by the first of the week, hopefully. So yeah, so still waiting on the well. But anyway, the septic's going to be probably the most expensive thing in this whole project, because we've got to have a fairly expensive pump station that everything drains to, and then it's a duplex pump station. But the issue is it's got to be 14 feet deep, and so, you know, for somebody to make a 14-foot deep tank, you know, with the pumps built in, and, you know, control panel and alarm and all that other stuff, it gets pretty expensive. The first quote that I got was like $45,000, and I was like, whoa, like that's way too much. That's definitely not going to work. And then I got another quote back for $25,000 and another quote for $22,000. Now, that's just the pump station. That doesn't include installing the pump station or hooking all the stuff up, or, you know, digging the septic drain field or hooking up each of those spots, nothing like that. So I'm still waiting on a couple finalized quotes as far as finishing, you know, all the rest of the stuff. Like I said, hopefully by the first of next week I'll have everything figured out. But that's probably going to be the most expensive part of the project. And, you know, what I was saying, or what I was thinking earlier, you know, hopefully I'm able to save some money on different spots of the project, you know. So maybe I can save some on the rock, or maybe I can save some on digging the water lines and the electrical lines myself. I'm not going to dig the sewer lines. That's going to be on whoever installs the septic system. But the water and electric, I can dig those trenches with this machine and save a very good amount of money, because it's probably going to be, you know, I don't know, 3,000 feet of trench or something. Because you got to think there's 41 RV sites, and each RV spot is going to have its own utilities. So it's going to be all those, plus going to the main lines and all that other stuff. So I'll be able to save a lot of money with that. And then, you know, just finding some people like to finish the office, you know, finding some good prices on that. You know, I'm not going to be doing the cabins this year, so that's going to save some money. So, I don't know, just trying to figure some stuff out. And, you know, really the main things are sewer, water, electric, and then gravel. You know, really there's nothing else that has to be here other than those things. And then at least then I would be able to get some campers in here, and hopefully some cash, and then I can kind of, you know, finish some stuff, or you know, build on, I guess you would say. So add the cabins and that kind of thing. But really the first things first, I just kind of want to get this thing open, and you know, 90% of it finished. But, you know, phase 2 will be the cabins and all that other cool stuff. But anyway, let's enough with the talking. Let's grab some of this stuff. There's some trash in this pile, so I don't want the trash before I even decided to do the campground, I was trying to look on YouTube to find some, you know, campground builds and project series stuff, and there really wasn't any. There was a couple snippets, like 20-second long videos of people installing septic or you know, that kind of stuff, but nothing like what I'm doing. And you know, hey, I get it, a lot of this stuff is probably like really boring, but it's gonna be nice to go back in time and kind of look to see what, you know, how this place looked before, you know, or who knows, maybe one day we'll have 100 campsites, and you know, we can come back and look to see how things work. But also, I'll be able to, you know, say something breaks, like one of the water lines, I'll be able to look back on the video and be like, oh, okay, the water line runs right there, or you know, the electrical line or whatever. So the videos are also for me, but I think it's cool though to share and you know, give people some ideas. And also, I'm going, as far as cost goes, I am going to make a video once everything's kind of wrapped up and kind of break it down, you know, how much was the septic system, how much was the well, how much was the electrical, how much was the plumbing, you know, the gravel, the land clearing. And you know, keep in mind too, a lot of this stuff I've done myself, so like I cleared all the land myself for the most part. You know, I did all the trails myself. I'm going to do all the trenches myself. So I'll still put in the cost as far as, you know, how much diesel I spent, how many hours it took. And then I'm sure for most of this stuff, I also got pricing from other people before I decided to do it myself. So I'll be able to put, you know, what it would have costed me, and then what it ended up costing me, just so people have, you know, a rough idea. Obviously, depending on where you live and all that, it's going to be different. And like, if you're digging into a mountain where you've got rock and that kind of stuff that you're worrying about, that's another thing. Thankfully, I'm in South Carolina, the low country, and we do not have any rock. But yeah, throw down in the comments, let me know what kind of videos you guys would be interested in, because I can go ahead and make some of them possibly now while we're kind of in between the build. And just so you guys know too, as far as these videos go, you are a couple videos, or you know, 2 to 3 videos behind what's actually happening in the campground. So like, I kind of pre-record a week or two just so I can make sure that I've got a video for every Tuesday. So while, as you guys are watching this video, you know, the surveyor's already going to be out here, and the spots are already going to be staked off and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of cool because you guys are going to get consistent content every week, and you know, you don't have to wait a month for a video. I'll be actually going on a trip next week. It's been planned for basically 2 years now. But that's also why it's nice having some videos lined up, because then I don't have to worry about recording a video whenever I'm not even in town. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what kind of videos you guys would want. Oh, and also, another exciting thing, if you guys are even watching at this point, sold the toy hauler. And yes, that was kind of crazy because I only had it for 3 months or 4 months. I think 4 months. I love that toy hauler. That toy hauler was great. It was nice. Yeah, there was a couple things I had to fix whenever I got it, but for the most part, everything worked great. It was a good toy hauler. A little cheaply made, but it seems like everything nowadays is. But sold that, the next video. It might be a week or two after, because I'm doing a couple little modifications to it, and it's got some stuff in it, carpet and all that. But anyways, I'll wait for the video to show you guys and tell you guys about all that. But that's kind of exciting. Main reason for that was to be able to have something, well, for one, drivable, so for summertime, Blitz could come, my dog could come, and I didn't have to worry about it being alone or riding in the back of the truck or whatever. But also just having more room, and this one's, you know, basically a house. I mean, it's got all the same amenities, like washer and dryer and all that cool stuff. But I'm just kind of rambling at this point because I'm trying to get this done. There is a bag of trash up here too, but I'm not going to be able to burn that. So I'm probably just going to end up leaving that there and then having him bring another trash bag. I showed you guys we got a sign made for the front out here. We're not going to put it up, you know, until we're about to be open, but I think it's pretty cool. Nothing crazy, but I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's going to do the job. I don't know what this is. Excited for that, and I'll post a picture, not right now, but I'll post it in one of these videos coming up. But I want to do a not a privacy fence, but like some sort of like cattle, I don't know what you call it, cattle fence or farm style fence up front, and then have the sign right in front of the cattle fence or the farm fence. I think that would look cool, and kind of add to the campground feel. That way you're not just looking at like you know, woods and trees and stuff. But yeah, I'll throw a video or a picture of that up. Once we get the building put up, then I'll bring all that stuff up here, and then we can kind of start assembling the sign. Because what I'm going to do is make a frame, you know, 6x6s or something, and then you know, attach the sign, you know, in between the 6x6s type of thing. Also, talking about 6x6s, whenever the pond is built, before the water gets filled up in there, which who knows how long that would take, I'm going to get, well, I say this, but I want to get a dock made, and I'm pretty sure I can do it myself. I built a nice big deck in my house, and it shouldn't be really any different than that. But I want to build a you know, a nice little dock, and that way people can come out there and sit or fish or whatever. So I'll also be filming that, how to build a dock on your own pond. Alright, so we just finished cleaning up by the road and got those two piles out the way. Still got to bring a trash bag to pick up that trash, but yeah, not too bad of a day. Didn't do a ton of hard work, but bush hog got it cleaned up and easier to see all the stakes a little bit, and cleaned up a couple of those trash piles. So I think it was a successful day, and I'll have to come back out next week whenever the surveyor comes. Surveyor ended up not coming today, and he's been notoriously late every single time, so nothing new with that. But yeah, he was late, so he said he might come on Monday, so I'll have to come back out on Monday and make sure that he staked everything out right, and then make sure that the guy that's finishing up all the clearing knows what to do, which I think he does. But yeah, things are coming along, and in the next few videos, hopefully we're really onto something, and hopefully we can get the septic and stuff started, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, anyways, stay tuned, post some comments, let me know what kind of videos you guys want me to start posting, or at least post in the future. And yeah, see you guys in the next video.